Hello one and all, my name is Ryan Bruce. My friends call me Fluff. And today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, we're going to talk about 3-channel rectifier revisions. So if you're a fan of the Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, chances are you have seen all of the hype around the 2-channel variants, the original rectifier series, dual rectifier, triple rectifier, and you've seen things like Rev F and Rev E and Revision D and the various revised circuits that kind of went through the years of the original 2-channel rectifiers. And after that, a lot of people, including myself, have long thought, then they went to the 3 channels, then they're no good anymore. It's actually not true at all. We're going to talk about the various revisions and this very, very early 3-channel triple rectifier that I recently got today. So I was perusing Reverb really, really late at night, as one does, and I came across this listing for a 3-channel triple rectifier, and it stood out to me for a couple of different reasons. But what this is this is one of the first few hundred 3-channel rectifiers. This happens to be a triple rectifier. And what was the thing that stood out for me? Well, you'll notice on the global controls, there is no loop master script above the 2 global master and solo controls on this amplifier. And on the rear, you will notice that the nomenclature, the verbiage for the loop, is kind of shoved up in between the knobs, whereas later they were down below. This tells me that this is a very early rectifier. Now, the serial number of this amplifier is 16,959. This is the first revision of the 3-channel amplifier known as the Rev C. There was Rev C, Rev C+, Rev D, Rev D+, Rev E, and possibly even more revisions. But the Rev C circuit for the 3-channel rectifiers is the earliest version, and this is within the first few hundred of the production of the new at the time rectifier series. It's so early that this has a Revision G output transformer from the 2-channel amplifiers. It's pretty cool. Now, over the years, I would see various people use 3-channel rectifiers, and they would sound amazing. Mark Tremonti, I'm looking at you. Mark Tremonti famously toured for over a decade with his #1 triple rectifier 3-channel amplifier, and it sounded bonkers good. I always wondered, well, why does that sound so good? But the ones that I've gotten don't. They were fairly fizzy and flubby and kind of, the low end just really wasn't there. It was a flat tire. The reason why is because his was an earlier model. Chances are Boogie made the 3 channels and they were like, hey, you want one of these new boys? And he was like, yeah, sure. And just happened to really like it and toured with it for many, many years. But these amplifiers are very, very tight. They sound like a real saucy Rev G. And yeah, there's no fizz. There's no, low end of a flat tire or anything like that on these earliest revision 3-channel rectifiers, dual and triple. Anything with C, C+, and D, the first few thousand basically are going to be the magical amplifiers that just sound incredible. I recently used this amplifier to roll out my signature Music Man guitars, and in case you missed it, here's what it sounds like. Now, the cool thing about the original 3-channel rectifiers is you can still get them real cheap. I basically look for ones that don't have the loop master on the front. There's some other tells as well, specifically the TM around the rectifier logo versus the later circled R registration mark. But basically you go by serial number. And the first, 16,200-ish is when they went from the 2-channel to 3-channel. So if you can find a 3-channel with the 16,000 serial number range, you're going to do pretty good. Also into the mid 17,000s, that's where you're going to really find all the good amplifiers, and man, they are good. Now, as far as the other revisions go of the 3 channels, they seem to have gotten sonically worse, in my opinion. I have owned a lot of 3-channel rectifiers over the years. The 3-channel rectifier was the first rectifier I ever actually bought back in 2005, and it was pretty fizzy and not like what I was hearing on the albums at the time, or even some of my friends' amps, that the rectifiers that they had. Mine didn't sound like that, but mine was much newer than my friends' amplifiers, and now I know why there was such a sonic difference. As the longer this amplifier line went on, they just seemed to keep revising it and make it fizzier and make it fuzzier, and I don't know why they did that. However, if you can find an early 3-channel rectifier, you will be rewarded with aggression and tightness, very reminiscent of the original 2-channel rectifier lineage. There you go. There's your secret for today. All the Big One links down below in the description. You've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.